Welcome back, friends. It's the Half-Ass Crafter. I'm Laura, the Half-Ass Crafter. We're going to do a half-ass craft, but this is actually going to be like the easiest, most accessible half-ass craft I think I've ever done with y'all. I really do. I really do. It's completely free. I'm going to tell you how to get the stuff that you're going to need. Well, not all of it, because some of it you'll have to provide yourself, which you may have to purchase if you don't already have it. But the main thing, which is this catalog, is completely free. So I'm going to use one catalog and I'm going to make some collage fodder out of this one catalog. So I had this idea. If you want to get this catalog yourself, you go to rareseeds.com. and you can get this catalog yourself. And you can use this catalog for all sorts of things. It does have wonderful backgrounds if you wanted to do like a random glue book. You know, you could just do flower pieces all over. That's something you could do. I have marked pages of, I think I liked that. So, but what I want to do is I have been watching, so y'all know Debbie and I and Shannon Green, who else did it? I think Shanuki Art did it, maybe, or Suzanne Rose. I don't know. Anyway, there were a bunch of creators on YouTube who did magazine collage fodder over the summer. And I watched those and I did a video about it. And Debbie had like a 6 or 7 part video about it, which was amazing. But it all gave me these really neat ideas. So I thought, how about if I try every idea that I have in my head on this video using this one catalog? So it's free, right? If you order this catalog, just go to rareseeds.com, ask them for a catalog. They'll mail it to you. You can do this. All you need is a black outlining paint pen or permanent marker of some sort, or a white gel pen. That's really all you actually need. And then, of course, some scissors. So we are going to do this. I did find my collage fodder. If you watched my video with Debbie, I was like, y'all, I lost my magazine collage fodder. It's because I put it in this handy dandy book, which I was like, oh, I'm going to use this whole book for nothing but collage fodder. And then I shoved the book in a bookshelf and it's nowhere near any other fodder. So I'm not sure what my brain was thinking, but here's my little collage fodder book. It is a simple stories, like photo album, and I just put the collage fodder in the little pockets. That's all. And you can buy all sorts of different arrangements of pockets. So that's all. Okay, so here's my collage fodder. I finally found it. I need to remember where it is. Let's see what we can do with this. I mean, look, we could just start off right here. This would make a great flower. Super purple. But they do have this picture in this catalog. So we don't have to worry. So I'm going to try to stay on track and only take pictures that I want to make, collage fodder with. I'm not going to guarantee anything because if y'all know anything about me, you know that I'm always like, woo, shiny. I'm a squirrel. All right, so this is really neat. I like this a lot. So I'm just going to we're going to start off with the basic. What's the basic? The basic is a flower, y'all. You can draw a flower. And I know, I've had a lot of people, they're like, I can't doodle. You can draw a flower. I mean, we did this in elementary school. So you just draw the petals. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to cut it out. You're going to add it to collage. It's all going to come out in the wash just fine. So there's that one. And if you start adding your little details, if you watched my other collage fodder video, the details are really what get you. That's the thing that makes your work stand out from looking like, a lot of people say, it looks like a 5-year-old did it. Well, that's what you're missing is the details. So we're just going to add in some details here. Just like this. Y'all, all I'm doing is making lines. It's not even like It's not even like fancy lines. You know what? Let's do this. I don't know. I'm just making lines. Because it's a free catalog. It's all okay. And then we can just cut it out. And I'm not gonna cut the whole thing out. I'm just going to cut this little square out, or rectangle rather. And then we'll cut that out later. So let's keep going. And so this is actually kind of neat. This already is a flower. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna outline this flower. Whoops. It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna cut on that black line anyway, so it's all okay. And when you are drawing things and you're following a line, you want to be able to see where the tip of your pen is going, because what you want to do is look just ahead of your pen so that you can see where it's headed. I'm not going to outline the chopsticks because I just want to outline the plant, just like that. Take that. So there's another one. And I'll trim all of these and then show you at the end, okay? So that you don't have to sit through me trimming. I mean, you're already sitting through me drawing, which could be incredibly boring, I'm not sure. So the other thing that I wanted to do is, and these are good to do that with. So the other thing, the first idea I had was, what if, let me get a sheet of paper. Okay, so what if we draw mushroom parts? And I thought, you could just cut out a bunch of, what's a mushroom cap look like? It kind of looks like this, right? So that's all. I can just cut out a bunch of mushroom caps. And then what's the bottom of the mushroom look like? Well, it kind of looks like that, right? So what I need is some of those, and then I need some of those. Those are the only shapes I need. Y'all can draw these shapes. I know you can draw these shapes. I'm not asking you to doodle, a bird or a peacock or, a whale or something. These are very simple shapes, and they don't even have to be good, because once you get them in the collage, that's the beauty, is that they're like loose and fun, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I like this peach over here, and this is actually a really good shape already for the top of a mushroom, but it's curved this way. So watch, I've flipped my book upside down, and I'm going to go that way with it. Same for this one. There's already a natural arch there, and then I'm going to do that with it. And even if you don't draw it perfectly, you can cut it out and correct it. You see what I'm saying? So let's cut these out. Yeah, there's nothing on that side. I didn't think so. Okay, so I'm going to cut these out, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Oh, I love asters. So I'm just going to cut on right outside the line because I want it to look messy. I'm going for imperfection. And in one of my videos, I said, we're going for imperfection. And a few of you were like, I am great at imperfection. And I was like, yeah, you are. So there's a mushroom top. Here's another one. And this one I didn't draw so great, and that's okay. So we're going to do this. But you know what? Even mushrooms are not perfect. I don't know if y'all ever go and look at mushrooms, but they're not even perfect. Sometimes they are, but not all the time. There's another mushroom top. See, once you get it cut out, you're like, oh, wait, hang on. That does kind of look like a mushroom top. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that because I think there was still... Yeah. So this would actually make... Even though I smushed it, it's fine. This would make a good mushroom base. So what does the base look like? Remember, it's like... That's it. And you can get multiple ones on here, obviously. if you wanted. I'm just doing this really quickly to show you what it looks like. And then so that you can go and do it yourself. And, you know, maybe I should have made this a little bit bigger. It's kind of small. But so here's our mushroom tops. Oh, that's my horse. And there's the mushroom bottom. Look, it's a mushroom. And the cool thing is you can mix and match them. So you don't have to have the same. So mushroom top, mushroom bottom. Actually, before I lose those, I know, I heard somebody out there going, Laura, before you lose those, put them away. Put them away. Put them away. I'm going to, oh, that's a solid one. Well, whoops. These binders, y'all, sometimes I don't like them because of that right there. It can be sort of annoying. Okay, so the mushroom tops go in one side, and the mushroom bottoms are going to go in another side. Ta-da! Okay, so we can put that in the recycling. And then, I mean, there's tons of these. Like, this could be a good mushroom top. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out because it's already the shape we need. So if you're worried and you're like, well, I can't really see, I don't have the eye yet to see that. Well, you know what a mushroom shape is. So here we go. This one we're going to make very tall. Like that. And then you don't even have to have the tiny scissors because really everything is kind of crude, loose, sketchy, all sorts of words that you can use. Ta-da! There's another mushroom top, just like that. And I know I can use all of these pieces. I mean, look, if we wanted to get down into it, we could use everything for something, but we're not going to do that. So here's some green. What's green for? Leaves. So let's make a leaf. Actually, I'm going to make 2 leaves. I'm going to make 1 leaf this way, and I'm going to make 1 leaf this way, like that. And then you add your little details in. Just like this. They're just lines. It's just lines, y'all. And then you get to decide how you want your lines to look. And I think a lot of us put a lot of pressure on ourselves because we have something in our brain that says, oh, this is what a leaf should look like. And then we do them and then they don't look like that. And so we're like, well, we failed. It looks terrible. Everybody's going to know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I promise you, nobody knows. So I really like that purple. I didn't look on the other side. I may have to take that purple because I bet there's a lot of green in this catalog. So I'm going to take the purple. That's how I decide on things. And I might use that for the top of a mushroom. So, okay, so tops and bottoms of mushrooms. That's a lot of fun. This would be a great bottom of a mushroom. Let's see what's on the other side. Okay, I'm going to pull out this whole page so that we can see what we got. So this, I think, would make a neat bottom of a mushroom. Like that. So, doopy-doop-bow-bow. We're going to cut this out and I'm going to show you on that purple top up there. And yellow is a complementary color to purple. So hooray for that. It should look really good together. And let's see. There we go. There we go. Ta-da! Mushroom. It's that easy. It's that easy. I know. You can do this. Okay, so we got the mushroom tops and bottoms. So that's one of the other ones that I was thinking of. And then the other one that I liked that Debbie did was she did grass, which I thought was really neat. And I think we can use, oh, I kind of cut those green beans. Well, maybe we can use, what am I cutting into? Do I want those? I might want those. All right. I know. I'm telling y'all one thing and then I'm doing something else. Don't worry. It's fine. Okay, so yeah, let's use this. I think that this will make really nice grass. So the other thing, so Debbie did grass where she just did like this. Which I thought was great. I'm thinking more like long grass, right? I think she might have had some long grass too. I can't remember. It's been a while, y'all. It's been a while. So there's some long grass. I can make leaves out of this green as well because there's so much of it. Again, it's just lines. Think of it as just lines. And nothing needs to be perfect. These chives, I can make, again, the mushroom tops out of that. Okay, another one is, and I don't think I'm not sure that I did this one. Let's see what's on. Okay, is you can do a flower like this. And then and y'all, none of this is perfect. None of it is perfect because I'm not going for perfect. And so now I have this little flower here. And then how do you cut it out? Well, you want to stay on the outside because you want the little squiggly lines. And then when you get over here, you just do this. And you have to remember, collage is not clean and perfect, unless you're doing that clean and perfect collage, which some people do. I am not one of those people. If I was, my channel name would be something completely different. So I don't do that. But you can. Anybody can. You can do whatever you want. It's your art. Ta-da! And I could even like do that if I wanted to and make it, oh, you can't see, and make it like an alien mushroom. So that's the other idea that I had. You could use, I mean, look, you could cut this whole cabbage out right here and just use the actual cabbage. And then you could just like doodle the cabbage. If you want to practice doodling, and you know, doodling doesn't necessarily mean that you have to, you know, draw something that looks like something. It can literally just be making marks. So, you know, doodling could be drawing lines. It could be making little X marks. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff. So let's keep going through the catalog and see what we can find to make fun things. Now, this cauliflower is kind of fun. Let's tear out this page. And y'all, my goal, I've really decided, is I have to start using the stuff I've been collecting because I've genuinely been hoarding things and I don't want to do that anymore. So, okay, so I have this little cauliflower. It's already a shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to outline this shape with my pen here. Just like this. Easy peasy. And then what I can do is I can create, let's say that I say, okay, this is the center of this flower because it's going to be a flower. And now I just have to do this. And all I'm doing is drawing lines to make it kind of look like a flower. That's it. And then I'll cut it out and it won't look like cauliflower anymore. Watch. Ta-da! It doesn't look like cauliflower anymore. And again, I can put that base on it. I can put any base on it. So if I wanted, I'm going to actually create a base here. So there's a base. And then I really kind of like this green, so I'm going to create a long base with this green. And then you just cut on the side. And it doesn't even have to be a perfect cut, y'all. I'm telling you, the freedom that comes when you tell yourself, this doesn't have to be perfect. I don't care if it's perfect or not, is amazing. Ta-da! Oh, that's such good texture and color. Look. Yes. Oh, that's so good. I love the little bases. I think I'm having way more fun with that than anything else. All right. And then what else can you do? So another thing that you can do is you can use stamps. And let me show you. Okay, when you use stamps, you're going to want to use a permanent ink. Do not use your distress inks. They're not permanent. This does not want to stay on this. You know what? I'm going to try this one instead. It's a little bit smaller. And then you're going to get some ink on here. And some people think if you rub your ink pad, you get more ink. I don't know if that's true. It looks like it comes off. But I'm going to do this. Okay. And this is Archival Ink Jet Black by Ranger. All right. So what's on the other side of this? Okay, great. I want to do this little piece. Can you see this? This, or maybe I want that. No, I want this. I'm going to do this melon right here because it's about the correct size. And I just stamp it down, push, lift. Okay. Now I have that. And then all you do is you just cut around the stamp.
So you just kind of fussy cut. And it doesn't even have to be perfect. And you want your lines. So try to keep a little edge on there. And if you can't, you can't. I mean, yeah, there's no art police. Remember, I know. It's a shocking discovery when you realize that there's no art police. And I'm sorry that I have to be the one to tell you that you've been wasting all of this worrying for nothing. But you're in good company because I, too, worried about the art police for a very long time. Decades, in fact. And there are none. So there you go. All that artwork that could have been created but wasn't. So now I have a little flower.
And I have a little base I could put on this flower if I wanted. Ta-da! So you can use your stamps, and there's so many different stamps, y'all. You don't have to do floral stamps. You can do bug stamps. Look at this little moth or butterfly or whatever it is, right? Let's try it. What I'm going to want for this little guy is I'm going to want a very colorful background. So something that isn't just one or two colors. This one. Ooh, maybe I could do that one. What's on the other side? Let's do this. And I can do a couple of these. So I'm going to put one here. And this is kind of shiny paper. So your ink isn't going to be perfectly black, and that's okay. You can always go back over it with a marker, with a paint marker if you wanted to, like a Posca. That's an option. All right, so now I've stamped those, and then you would just cut them out. So we'll cut those out at the end. All right, what else is there? All right, and then I have another idea for you. So I have these stamps, and I thought, oh, you know, I could stamp this on one of these pages. But then I stopped and I thought, you know, I don't really need to stamp this, right? Do y'all see why I don't need to stamp this? Are we following along? I don't need to stamp it because I can make this shape. So part of my problem was I was like, oh, the stamp is longer than this. And then I'd have to figure out, you know, what port, blah, 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 blah. And then I thought, wait, I can just draw that shape. So the other thing is you don't have to just draw florals and butterflies and use stamps. You can draw a random, like, abstract shapes as well, right? So actually we're going to use, here, let me move this out of the way. We are going to use these carrots down here, and I'm going to just draw like this. And then I can look at this stamp and get some inspiration of, oh, okay, well, I can like draw some lines across here. So let's do that. That's pretty easy. Y'all can draw lines. They don't have to be straight. My lines aren't straight. I can do like circles, like polka dot type circles. They don't have to be perfect. It doesn't matter. None of it matters, y'all. I know. You want it to matter. We really want all of this stuff to matter. And, well, it just doesn't. I'm sorry. And then this one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do more arches like this. Just like that. Okay? And then the magic, because y'all are like, well, I can't even really see that. I mean, I can see it. Let me hold it up so you can too. See? You can see it. But then the magic comes when you decide, okay, well, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to do this.
And this. And this. And that one. And none of this is perfect because I don't want it to be perfect. I don't care. I don't care. And then I'm going to do a little dot inside of these circles, but it doesn't have to even be perfect. It's just a dot. Find the circles. Squiggle a dot in. I'm going to do lines on these, like so. Just like that.
And now I can cut that out. So I'm just going to cut it like this for now. And then I'm going to hold it up so that you can see it. And then I will go, it's probably still wet, so I don't really want to touch it too much, but you just cut it out. And you don't even have to like, it can be a rough cut. You don't even have to like worry about it. A kiss cut, I think is what folks call this. Ta-da! Now I have a piece of floral fodder. Start getting abstract with your floral fodder or magazine fodder. Let's call it magazine fodder because it's not necessarily floral fodder. These little carrots here would actually all by themselves make really cute stems for mushrooms. So we're just going to cut them out like they are. And if I wanted, I could, you know, outline them like so. Whoops. Like that. And like that. And then if I've got, oh, I don't have a mushroom thing, but I did cut out these little carrots because I was like, oh, that would make it cute. But I could make it like, ta-da. You can do all sorts of things. All right, so I have one more little project that I want to show you. And I think that you will be very excited about this, and you might get a little mad at me because you're going to want to make these all the time. So, sorry, not sorry. So, I saw this on Instagram, and I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I cannot remember who it was. I want to say it was Mel Beach Quilts. It's a quilter, and she made these, and I died. Because holy cannoli are they totes adorbs. So I'm going to show you. You want 3 circles of different sizes. And you want different colors. So I'm going to save this bottom one down here. So I'm going to cut that out because I want that one. But these I can use for what I want to make. And I think I'll use these pink ones and these purple ones. Ooh, I kind of like that too. Let me see. Yeah, I can get that. Okay. There we go. The only thing about this paper is that it's so thin that a lot of times it's kind of a pain to cut. And if your punch doesn't go through this paper, just put a piece of paper behind it. You could use copy paper. Like, it doesn't need to be any sort of fancy paper. So let me show you what we're going to do. You're going to take 1, 2, 3, like that, okay? So now I have those 3, and then somewhere I had green beans. I know, said like no one ever, except Laura and her wild and wacky collages. We don't know. We don't know what this woman does. I'm wild and wacky. Okay, so these green beans reminded me of this. I wonder if anybody knows what we're doing. Leave me a comment if you know. If you can see what we're doing. We're making snails. I know. And then you can take a very small hole punch, and I need a very light color. Ooh, well, we could just use white. Okay, and then what you do is you would just put your eyes on here. And I use these green beans because they're already the color that I wanted. I'm gonna find the name of the person that I saw this from, and I will link her. So this isn't exactly how she did it. Let me save that one. So what she did was even cooler. Let's find well, here, we'll just use this. We're gonna use this purple green bean here. All right. And what she did was it was like this. Okay. So hang tight, watch me. So you make this little shape, see? And then you're gonna cut it out. And she did this with collage papers that she had created and like pattern papers. And I thought, you can make your magazine collage fodder. You can make those with that as well. Because, you know, sometimes we don't have time to go and make a bunch of collage papers. I know when I first started, I didn't have time. I was like, how do these people have gel prints and scraps? And then I was like, oh, because they've been doing this forever, number one. Okay, so then you have that. And then, so which one is this? This is the 2.5? Hang on. Or 2. I need it. Let's try it 2.5. All right, we need a 2.5. I'm going to use these, but I have to cut that piece off. All right. There we go. Okay. So you start like that, and then you can have that one. Well, let's do this. You have that one and then that one. And there you go. And then you put your eyes on top. Oops. On top of the little bits there. I know. You make snails, y'all. You make snails. I know. You could do this forever. Well, I could. Is that just me? It might just be a me thing. And the cool thing about the snails is you can use stuff like this because it's already sort of abstract, right? So there you go. Do you see? Do you see how wonderful this is? Maybe it's just me. Is it just me? It might just be me. It's fine. It's fine if it's just me. It pleases me so much that it's perfectly fine if it's just me. I don't mind at all. Not even a little bit. If y'all are like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, I'm like, cool. I don't care because I'm so happy. It makes me giggle. I love it so much. And I just want to make more snails. See? And then, like, you could take these green beans. I mean, they're kind of going the wrong way, but, I mean, not if we wanted to do it like that, huh? You just cut down and around and up. And then like that. And then you just put him in there like that. Ta-da. And then you give him little eyes. That's all. That's all you do, y'all. It's like the most amazing thing ever. And you can even use like the white piece of paper with the writing on it. And it can just be like a really, really collage-y snail. You know what I mean? See? Look at that. Oh, you can't see. All right, let's move it. There we go. There you go. Look at that. You can make snails. And all you need is your circle punch. So then you could just like sit there and circle punch things for ages. I mean, how fun is this? Y'all, this is fun. Unless you hate fun, which some people do, and that's okay. I don't know how you couldn't enjoy this. But, you know, maybe you hate fun, and that's fine. It's okay. It's okay if you hate fun. I understand. And, I mean, you could even, like, layer it up a lot like that. And then you can do, like, contrasting colors. So it could be, like, a light, then a dark, and a light, and a dark. And you could just go and go and go. And if I had the wherewithal and I wasn't a half-ass crafter, I would show you a bunch of different examples, but you know, y'all, I'm a half-ass crafter, so I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just gonna sit here and whatever I got around me, that's what's gonna get used, and it's just gonna tickle me to no end. I absolutely love it. Ooh, I wonder if I can get this white flower. I can. That. And then this one. Ta-da. See, that's way more contrast, which I think is a little bit better. And that's it. That's what you do. I mean, you don't even really need the eyes if you don't want them. If you just wanted to make it sort of abstract-y, you could do that. It just tickles me to no end. I just can't even begin to tell you how cute and silly and adorable this is. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's look at all the stuff that we created today. We've got, remember, you can do abstract pieces. You can do, I mean, I just took this that was already there and I just outlined it. And then actually, if I wanted to, I could outline this bowl like so. Just like that. And then I'm just adding in detail. And that's what makes this really interesting. The detail, I'm telling you, the detail is what all of your art is missing. If you're like, I can't get it to look right, it's detail. Just start adding little bits of detail. I cut out the butterflies that we stamped. We found these little carrots, which would make great, you know, mushroom stalks. We cut out some mushroom tops. It's not there. It's in this one. We cut out mushroom tops, which are right here. So we could do, you know, like that. And like that. There's another mushroom top. We did some mushroom bottoms, some little stems here. Put these. So you have a little bottom there. You can do leaves, which we did in the previous video. There's all these different types of flowers that you can make. Remember, you can stamp your collage fodder. I outlined this cauliflower and then made it look like a flower. And then I can go back in.
And I can add little dots. And then just add in some little squiggles for the details. There we go.
And it just gives it extra detail. And then this one I stamped. But then if I wanted to,
I could add in some detail of my own, like that.
and now it just like zhuzhes it up a little. You know what I mean? There's another butterfly that we stamped. And then again, I can, with the butterfly, I can go in and, you know, outline the antenna and the body. I could go and outline the wings like so that you could see it like that. And then it just gives it some detail. Oops. And then you stick your finger in it and it's still wet and blah, blah, blah. The other thing, if you don't want to make the little snails and you have a bunch of circles, you can do mark making on the circles. So these have a lot of little flowers. So I could outline each flower if I wanted, and you don't have to know how to doodle to outline these flowers. You just outline them like so. That's all. Just like that. Got Tilly the Tutor behind me. So if you hear that, that's not me. That's Tilly the Tutor. And, you know, you can do that if you want to do that. But there are some people who are like, I don't want to doodle. Then don't doodle. Then, you know, you can use these in glue books. You could put a row of those. You could put a whole collage of those. I really love this. I think that I may go and make a bunch of borders using that. And I found this piece, which is beautiful. Isn't that corn beautiful? Oh, it's so pretty. And I thought about making that on this, but then I was like, you know, I had a moment where I was like, I don't want to mess up the pretty background. So, you know. All right. So those are some of the things that you can do with your magazines. And if you want, you can get this catalog. It's rareseeds.com. You just give them your name and address and they're going to mail you a catalog. And that's that. And then you can figure out, you know, what else do you want to do? And you can do all sorts of stuff. So when you find, sometimes, you know, I know people are like, oh, I like this page, but I don't know why I really like it. Well, maybe you just like the color. Like maybe you're like, oh, this purple's beautiful. Great. Pop out the purple. It's fine. No one says you can't do that. And then maybe this one would also make a good mushroom top. There you go. And then you just cut those out. And remember, you don't want to cut directly on your line, and you don't want to cut perfectly. You want it to be a little messy because that's what you're going for. That's the look. And if you are always wondering why your stuff doesn't look like other people's, it's because they aren't trying to be perfect. You're thinking that they see something and they make it perfect, and they don't. I promise you they don't. I mean, maybe some people do, but not most people. Most people just try to be loose and then it just comes to you. We are all naturally creators. So it's okay. It's okay to go and create stuff. There we go. Look at that. Look at all the mushrooms. I'm so excited about these mushrooms and the snails. I really love this idea. Like, I think that's just really spectacular. And, you know, you can make so many different varieties of that. That's really pretty. Let's see. This is really pretty. Let's see if I can get, yep. And then you can do so many different things with, especially with this, if you just find something that you like, but you're like, I don't really know what to do with it. You can, let me see if I can find something in here. Here, I'm a little scared to do that because I'm afraid that stuff's going to go everywhere, but it's all right. Let's see if we can find a picture that has really pretty colors. I think food would actually be better to do this with than flowers. I think the food might make a more interesting, oh, you know what? Those onions. What's on this side? More onions. Okay. We're going to try this onion because I have a feeling this is an ombre, y'all. It goes from white to dark green. Yep. So I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start here and I'm going to go up. There we go. And we went from onions to this really interesting border. I'm just adding in some white because I feel like it definitely needs some white. There we go. And it's abstract. And so, you know, you can layer it up with things. I could put that there. I could put that on the other side, or I could even layer that on top of that. And there's a border. I mean, there's just so many different things that you can do. And it's all free. All you need is a black and white, either Posca marker or a Posca marker and a gel pen. You could even probably use a black gel pen. It's just not going to be as thick, but any sort of, you know, permanent marker is going to work on doing this. Get you some punches and you can make little snails. Remember the snails? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's just like too good. Look at that. Look at the little snail. Little snail. Here. That one. Just like that. And that. You can make snails. I love it. All right. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. I hope that this makes you go and make some really cool ephemera. And I'm so excited that I found my little ephemera folder. And now I'm going to put all my stuff in here. And y'all enjoy your days. And yeah, I will be back. There'll be another one of these one day. I promise. Okay. Thanks. Bye.